Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, tonight you are listening to a special edition of Brandon's World. Here on this Sunday, July 24th, 2022, we're not going to waste much time because you already know the news. Let's get right into it. Mr. McMahon on Friday afternoon at 4 p.m. announces retirement from World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, at 77 years old. Folks, it's 48 hours later and I am still in complete shock over this. Now we know what's been going on with Vince and his allegations that were made public by the Wall Street Journal, and as I've said multiple times, we don't know what's going to come out of those allegations. However, Vince has been mysteriously appearing on WWE television over the last month, making strange appearances where he hasn't really said much. He's come out in the middle of the show, said then, now, forever together, and then leave. I don't know if it was his way of saying goodbye, but certainly looks that way right now. Because then we saw, obviously, a couple weeks ago, Stephanie McMahon was named interim CEO, and now we know that Vince McMahon is officially retiring from WWE. Yes, or 2 days ago, excuse me, July 22nd, 2022, will go down as maybe the biggest day in the history of WWE. For the first time, Vince McMahon is not in charge of WWE. He's not in charge of creative. He's not in charge of anything that the company does. And this is a seismic shift now in the wrestling industry. Of course, as I mentioned, Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan are now the co CEOs. It sounds like Stephanie McMahon will kind of be the on screen CEO, where Nick Khan, who hasn't really interacted a lot with the superstars, he will be doing the more behind the scenes business like. But it does sound like now with Triple H back in EVP control that Stephanie McMahon and Triple H are essentially control the on screen product of WWE. Now, we've wondered about this for years. We wondered what WWE would look like without Mr. McMahon in charge. We wonder what a Triple H Stephanie McMahon vision of this business will look like, and we are about to find out. There's going to be a lot of interesting factors that happen here over the next couple of months. Who's going to be in charge of creative? Will Bruce Pritchard still be in charge? Will it be a guy like Paul Heyman, who apparently, Stephanie and Triple H have great relationship with? Will it be Triple H in general? There's a lot of questions here that are still going to be left to be unknown. But I think over the next coming months, I think you're going to see the WWE product, obviously change. And, with all of the allegations going on with Vince McMahon, obviously, whatever happens, I feel like something is going to come out big because this whole retirement seems weird. The fact that he posts a tweet at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and then you get the reports of Brock Lesnar leaving SmackDown on Friday, and then somehow coming back. It's all a whirlwind right now, as we know. The world of pro wrestling in 2022 is absolutely insane. But I would not be remiss, and the Boston Crowd on SmackDown showed Vince McMahon his ultimate respect to say that I am going to miss Vince McMahon. A lot of people, I think, in the wrestling business today think that he is out of touch. I never thought that. I thought WrestleMania 38 this year lived up to its marketing as the most stupendous WrestleMania in history. I thought it was a great WrestleMania from top to bottom. I enjoyed almost every second of the card. Obviously, McMahon able to put over Pat McAfee with the young star Austin Theory in his final match is just mind boggling. But Vince has created some of the best moments of my life. I've been very open about since I became a WWE fan in 2007. I have rarely missed a Raw. I've rarely missed a SmackDown. WWE has been part of some of the greatest moments of my life. And we need to thank Mr. McMahon for giving us the extravaganza that is WrestleMania and for giving us the WWE, for giving us wrestling, this great entity that we all know of today. Obviously, there are so many different promotions out there when it comes to AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, Impact. But in my opinion, none of this would be a thing today if it wasn't for Vince McMahon. And, obviously they went for the Monday Night Wars with WCW and at Turner in the 90s. Vince was smart enough to buy the competition. And ever since then, WWE has become the global giant it is today. Vince has also given us some of the greatest characters, and as I've been saying, your greatest moments in the history of professional wrestling, whether it's The Undertaker, Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, John Cena, Edge, Randy Orton, Triple H, you name it, every character you've seen in WWE history has gone from the creation of Vince McMahon himself. And now going forward, all of these characters now are going to be having the shape of a different person. And it's just a crazy time in professional wrestling. I thought SmackDown last night, I thought the promos were a little bit different from the Street Profits, from Lacey Evans, from these guys and girls that talk. They didn't sound as scripted. Maybe that's something different that WWE will have. But obviously, all of this will come in time. I still think WWE is set up well positioned for the future, though I do think a sale, if Disney comes in or NBC Universal, which obviously owns the USA Network, comes in and wants to buy WWE, I do think that Nick Khan and Stephanie McMahon are more open to that at this point than Vince McMahon. Maybe a lot of these firings, maybe all of these cuttings, and there were rumors about WWE potentially being led up to sale. Maybe this is that moment, and maybe in the next year or two, WWE is no longer in the McMahon family name, but it obviously is for now. Friday dawned a new day in the era of professional wrestling, and I just wanted to come on here and share my thoughts and say that Vince McMahon, you are one of the greatest human beings on planet Earth. I don't care what anybody says about your allegations right now. Obviously, if they're bad, it's going to taint his legacy personally and professionally, but it shouldn't taint what he did for the wrestling business as a whole. Thank you so much for giving me countless memories and entertainments of a lifetime. Thank you, Vince. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up for today. This is going to be a special video podcast on Spotify along with audio on our YouTube channel, just so you guys can hear my thoughts on Mr. McMahon. We will be back on Tuesday doing the buy, sell, or hold that I mentioned last week with various NBA and NFL topics. And then on Thursday, we're going to preview SummerSlam. And if there is more news about this Vince McMahon, Brock Lesnar whole situation, I will address it then. Thank you guys so much. Have a good weekend. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.